Oh my god. This is the first time words are coming out of my mouth this morning. I'm like, what is this? Alright, like I'm so out of it right now, to be honest, but I think for so long I was trying to figure out like how to come back to creating content, especially like on like in short form, right? And so I just got back from Peru. I have so much footage from there. But being with all those people, especially being with Des, which is one of the coaches and influencers I work with, like it's really ironic because all of the advice that I give her, I always just have the hardest time taking it myself within my own content journey. And you know, we're on two different paths. I don't necessarily care about growing, but I care about creating. And there's a long story that I don't really want to get into just because I don't want to bring other people into it, but there's so many reasons why I stopped creating that made me just feel like viscerally uncomfortable with just being on my page. My close friends, like I kind of went on a rant just like talking about like what I want to do with my content, right? Like just, I really want this to be like almost this lifelong project, but also this huge creative outlet to show people that like throughout life, like it has its ups and downs, and like I have dealt with, you know, the utmost anxiety and depression, hormonal shifts on top of being autistic that make all the other things way harder to deal with, and a lot of trauma on top of that too. But I think throughout the whole entire process I wouldn't change any of the things that I've ever been through in my life because they've made me who I am, taught me so many lessons. And so we're coming real and raw, like obviously like this is how I woke up and I was like, okay, let me just get my crema real quick, like we're just coming real. This is my ponytail that I slept in, so I guess it was, you know, a tossy turny night. I then realized that like at the core I'm a YouTube or long form creator. I think that I have this like I'm having a gnat issue. I was away and not spraying my plants, and I can't find my spray now, but okay, tangent, let's focus. What was I saying? Oh right, like so I'm like at my core like more of a long form creator. I think I like have this other love for short form in some ways. I like doing more romanticized aesthetic, like making moments cinematic energy, which like in terms of like short form content I think that has this audience, but compared to whatever else is on social media, that a lot of it is faster paced, and I like kind of like this lower paced short form content, which you never really does naturally well on reels, which like I'm also in this conflict of like I don't necessarily want to grow or have a following, but I do want my videos to reach people that like appreciate it, right? That can like, you know, gather some sort of piece from it or learn some sort of lesson, especially like within like my talking content, backstory stuff. I got this camera that I'm currently filming on, and so it's on my vision board, and I got it, right? And like a part of it was a business investment. There's a huge part of it that was also, I think it's like I've always wanted this camera. When I'm thinking of content or in those moments where I'm romanticizing specific things, I see it like in a more cinematic, artistic way that I just feel like the iPhone can't give you. I think to my core I'm a long form creator, right? Like I am an info dumping girly, right? And so I think that maybe that was the realization for me, that I think doing YouTube is the click for me, right? Coming back to YouTube, so like I started my content creation journey actually out of a therapeutic outlet, right? And I started with YouTube. So I was sexually assaulted in college. As a result, I think it made getting through college, and it was like my first real semester, so it was like, you know, fall semester of my freshman year. But the whole entire time I think I was just, I don't know, like I was on autopilot is what it feels like right now. But you know, I had a plan for my life, right? Like I had a plan, kind of the of mice and men, even best laid plans often go awry. I was a great student in high school. I, you know, straight A's. My dad was a doctor, and I always really felt like I really wanted to also like be a doctor and like follow after him. Like just kind of huge inspiration the way that he helped so many people. And I think that's where like when I was younger, that's what I wanted to do. So I want to help people. So I wanted to be a pediatric oncologist. My whole college career was thrown off course. I was essentially a child, right? You know, 18 is technically an adult, but when you reflect back as, you know, someone whose frontal lobe is fully developed, I was a child, right? I was faced with this immense, huge trauma and so much confusion and misunderstanding around it, so much shame, so much blame, and somehow made it through college. And I worked really hard to graduate from college. At certain points I actually considered dropping out of college, which was never something that I ever thought that would be something I ever considered as, you know, a straight A student in high school. I actually withdrew 3 different semesters, I think, and somehow still only graduated like 1 semester late. So I was supposed to graduate spring semester of 2016, and I ended up graduating that fall semester, despite having missed 3, despite having gone through trauma, you know. And I think like when I reflect on it now, I feel like so impressed by that version of myself that I did graduate through college. And then I did graduate college even just a semester late. After I graduated college, and this is where this tangent was going, I promise my things circle back at some some point or another, no matter how many tangents are in my one info dumping tangent session. But after college, I did not know what I wanted to do. And I did intend to go to law school because I always, you know, thought I would be a really great lawyer. Like even when I was younger, I always proved my point until I was right. But I think ultimately I came to this conclusion that like, I don't think I would be happy being a lawyer. And so I was like stuck here with a degree, right? Like, and not knowing what the hell I wanted to do. And I think that's where this like led me to creating content, right? And so I was really going through such a hard time in my life. Kind of being in this first initial space where I actually didn't have the stress of school necessarily to distract me. I watched a lot, like makeup has always been this interest of mine ever since I was really, really young. I loved makeup. So I watched a lot of makeup YouTubers, and that's where I found inspiration for the content creating process. And so I was like, I feel like I could do this. Like this seems really fun. And so I started creating my own makeup videos, and it started with just like very small, like more short formy thing, but it really leaned into like the YouTube like that's where I really started content creating, was YouTube. And God, like when we talk about cringy content, I hold a lot of compassion for that girl. And I'm so proud of her for doing that and talking on camera and doing all these things. Within this like recollection of talking to Des, which is one of the influencers that I've worked with and have helped grow, and she's such an amazing person inside and out. And we were on buses doing some tours and trips. I was like, maybe I just like start with YouTube and then take some clips and bring that to short form. But it's obviously hard because I can't use like this little segment as short form because it's going to be a bit of a short form video. It's like also where I feel the most comfortable being able to create, because I feel like I have so much that I want to say and so much that I want to do that sometimes translating or condensing it into 1 minute can seem really hard. You know, I had a whole plan for today. I don't know, I'm just gonna take you on what I'm doing today. I'm not gonna go in with a plan and just take you on like this little, like this is what I'm doing. It's 1:42. I'm now stuck between debating going through these clips and like redoing my nails. Okay, I feel like this works. I'm in my like plant woman, fairy garden mother era. Like I don't know, like I would say like my Martha Stewart, Meghan Markle era. Like dresses are so easy. Like dresses are such an easy way to like throw some shit on and like look okay, like look presentable, right? And so like I have so many, like one of them that I'm obsessed with. I could just throw this shit on and look fucking good instead of like a bum, which I usually do. Just like on a dress and like lean into my mother era, but like not like my mother era, but like my Mother Earth era. I need to just do the hygiene things because I can smell my breath right now. I need to make a fucking coffee because I really went through my iced latte withdrawals, you know, the past week. When I was in Peru, one of the people I work with, Patrick, we were talking about music. If I knew Sleep Token, because we're like talking about genres of like what we like and what we don't like and whatever. I was like, I pretty much listen to anything. I'm not the biggest like country person. I don't like metal. And so he was like, have you heard of Sleep Token? And I was like, I have not heard of Sleep Token. He sent it over to me like before I left on like my like I don't know how many hour trek journey home from Peru. The album, the whole thing is so good. It also like brings me back to my emo days, like my secondhand serenade, boys like girls, Chiodo phase in the best way possible. You need to listen to it. Like if you, I don't care if you're like, this isn't even my genre. But yeah, like we're rocking to that right now as we're doing our thing. Okay, so my mom went to South Korea. She is a huge K-drama fan, and so this was like her moment for her. She went to Olive Young and was like, okay, what do you want? I don't know, Olive Young, Korean skincare heaven. Like, I don't even think you can conceptualize. Like, I would say there's like more shit in there than there is Sephora, and like a whole floor, like pretty much just for skincare. And like I've really just been like hooked on this specific skincare routine. So Hair Wonder Black Rice, I was looking for like a really good milky toner. I used the Laneige one for a really long time. Like it, but you know, pricey. Like I'm trying to not have to like spend so much money on things. I'm like really good on like my non-over consumerism. I used to be the girl that like would fall and like just buy every fucking beauty product that was being reviewed and skincare product and like all of that kind of stuff, and like have really entered my what are my core product era, like what are just things that I just like. I like them, and like I don't need to constantly be seeking out all of these other products, which I feel like is like probably a better way to be conducting and managing my spending. I've been falling in love with these specific Korean skincare products, and like when I tell you, like my skin has just been the best I've had in such a long time. That I would say I combine with some French skincare. So, and I think the marriage between the two of them, like I am obsessed. So on a daily, this has been my favorite moisturizer for years. On my archive content, you'd be able to see me hyping this motherfucker up, and like It's French. La Roche-Posay. I don't even know if I said that correctly because I have never been to France, never taken French. Just the best moisturizer that I use both day and night. The combination of these two right here. So this is like a hyaluronic acid cream, and this is, I would say, like a Vaseline type texture, but it's vitamin A, so same thing in like retinol. And I did use retinol, but I ran out of my prescription and then was too lazy to go to the doctor to go get another one. And Korean skincare wise, my favorite face wash is the Anua foaming face wash. And I'll actually pair it with, this is the only thing that I would say that isn't French, more Korean, the Prequel cleansing oil. This has been my favorite cleansing oil that I've tried. Really nicely with their cleanser, which is what I use in the shower. As far as the Korean skincare goes, things that I've been using are the Medicube PDRN Pink Peptide Serum, and then I also use like needle shot serum, which it feels like icy, like it's meant to feel like micro needling energy, and like bring that circulation to your face. This one is like the lowest one. I want to go a bit higher. I feel like I can deal with that intensity and I want a little bit more. And then I showed you the Haro Wonder Black Rice. That is the best detoner I've ever used. It feels so hydrating. Now on my lazy days, if like I don't want to go through a skincare, which usually like I like love, I enjoy my skincare, like this is like my moment. It's one of the routines that I don't really deviate from, but sometimes it's like if I'm so tired or whatever, I could literally just get away with putting this on and be good. I think also in combination with these two things, this is gonna be like the lazy, like I don't want to do skincare routine, but this is, oh, I can't ever not use this anymore. Between the way it smells, the way it feels on my face, and the way like it gives you that glow. It's called the D'Alba First Serum Spray. I don't use it first. A lot of people use this under their makeup, but I actually finish off my skincare routine with this because it just gives that glass skin moment, and then the smell is also so good. So it's like a bit of an oil and it separates, so you do have to shake it, but other than that, I really love it. My skin just feels really hydrated. My pores have been the smallest they have been, I think, since I'm a teenager, since I'm like pre-fucking pubescent. So a few things actually more that I do want to try, and then I really like the Bio, you've definitely seen them if you're a skincare girly, but it's like the Biodance collagen masks. So I'll like use those every now and then when I do a spa day type situation. So when I have to do one of those like deep skincare recovery days and like really just give myself a full like facial, I will use one of those, but I will also use this. So this is the also, I don't know how to say any of these except for Medicube's name, super melting sebum softener. And so this like really starts to soften all of the oils and like blackheads and sebum that are in like kind of those more clogged areas, which is usually like, you know, for me it's over here, and then I would also say in the chin over here. And like these pores have like significantly decreased since using all of like the Korean skincare products. And then also my 11. So like right now you can obviously see like it's very Botoxy. I have not gotten Botox in my 11s in forever. I only did Botox once and I liked it a lot because I furrow my brows like as a habit. My entire face will always be furrowed and like I don't even know that it's furrowed. And then I also got masseter Botox, which I do need because I feel like right here like my masseters are huge and like it gives me like I feel like sometimes, especially in pictures, like smile, like this is all masseter. This is all masseter. Like there's some like good, you know, like meat on there. And then like the whole obviously grinding teeth thing, it does also help with that. But back to the 11s, it's like I got Botox. Like you can barely like it, like these lines are so plumped that like I don't even need Botox. And so I feel like that's probably from like the shot thing, but in combination. But yeah, like I think I've just been permanently converted to Korean skincare, and like Korean meets French because I think they both have like a good combo. Okay, so I miss my coffee so much. I'm so spoiled. Ever since I got an actual espresso machine, like I make the best coffees in the world. I feel like I should turn some lights on because this lighting is horrid. As I was saying, ever since I got an actual espresso machine, my coffees are, I don't even need to go to, I don't ever purchase coffee because any coffee that I get, even places where I used to like love their coffee, is just mediocre in my opinion, because like I'm my own barista, I know how I like it, and it's consistent. So I can take you through with what I do for my coffee, my lattes. Listen, these are probably not the healthiest way you start your day, but like I do look forward to this. This gets me out of bed, and like sometimes I need that caffeine and a little bit of sugar to get my day going and get my day started. The thought behind me buying an espresso machine is because I had an espresso, right? And the pods I liked were the Hawaiian Kona ones, and they're seasonal. Anytime I would buy them, I would buy like a huge amount of them, like hundreds of dollars worth, which then would only last me like 2 months. And then by the time I would be done with them, they wouldn't be available anymore. And I'd be so annoyed. Like, I actually went to drinking a lot more matcha as well, which I do love matcha, but I've really just been consistently on my coffee kick. I think matcha's like my good like second caffeine drink of the day. Yeah, so I was like kind of annoyed that I couldn't get them, and I was like, I just want to enjoy my Kona coffee all the time. The pods themselves are pretty expensive, like more expensive than the regular pods. So I was like, why don't I just get an espresso machine and buy the beans? Order more of these. These are my favorite ones that I've tried. I've tried a few of the different brands. I scoped Reddit for recommendations. And this is the Big Island Coffee Roasters Hawaiian Harmony. So it's a medium dark roast, butterscotch, cocoa dates, hints of whiskey, nutmeg, creamy, sweet, and smooth, and it's elite. I only have a few left. I don't actually have enough for a whole espresso. So I'm just gonna kind of mix these in with my counterculture fast forward, my fast forward beans. As far as good coffee, I would say counterculture has really good coffee beans as far as like store-bought coffee goes. The kitchen isn't the cleanest right now. It's really not that bad. There's, of course, you know, a weed grinder over there, but besides that, yeah, this is the reality of things. I'm actually usually super anal about keeping everything clean because I have sensory overload, but getting back from vacation, sometimes you're just like, I don't have the energy for that. And I actually cleaned up a lot yesterday and put away laundry that's literally just been like unfolded for a way longer time than I would like to admit. Honestly, it's embarrassing. Probably January. I've just been cycling through, going through clean clothes in my basement, and then they just end up down there. So anyways, but that's ADHD for you, right? Okay. And then the autism, because then I just will like randomly, spontaneously like be like, okay, like I need to be clean. Came on here to talk about how the YouTube video that I started that I was going to make a whole weekend thing, I fucked up. And this is the issue behind me being a fucking content creator, is like, I just fuck it up. So yeah, like I think I ended up getting, what did I even get into that day? Oh, my boyfriend ended up coming home early because it was our anniversary and he came home early for work. And so I kind of just spent time with him. Roscoe's really throwing me off of my whole being able to concentrate journey right now. So I'm just going to prop you guys up on my computer, which is going to be a bit of a slant because, well, you're not on a tripod and I'm just trying to capture some content. So I ended up and here's Des. This is the reason why. This is the reason Des. This is the reason why I'm even creating this video right now, because she was like, oh, have you filmed, by the way? Like, I want to see it. I'm like, I have not. ADHD moment. Back to what I was saying. I ended up neither doing my nails or looking at video content because my boyfriend came home early. So we ended up just spending time together. It was just us talking, right? So I just don't think that would have been an engaging, entertaining piece of content to talk about. I don't even know what that accent is. I can't do accents, but sometimes I'll occasionally come with something that resembles an accent. That was that day. Saturday, we actually ended up going to some nurseries. I really wanted to bring my camera with me, but there's just something about when you switch to this quality of camera and like, it's just a whole different level. Like, you're just like, you can accept nothing less. Your standards are higher. You know, when you break up with your toxic ex-boyfriend, you're like, I'm not fucking dealing with that shit anymore. That's how I feel about an iPhone. Yesterday was like, I think a whole just like me doing errands thing. Not errands, but I was pretty productive. I went to the grocery store. I repotted my Monstera and my Alocasia zebrina, which has been temperamental with me. Let me tell you, I was doing so well with my plants, and then out of nowhere, they all got really, really upset at me, and then I went away. So now that I'm back, I think they're happy that I'm back. And I did my nails yesterday, so these are the nails for the week. I got some inspo on Instagram. I don't know how well I really did on them. Transparently, because the color is right. The cat eye, I always struggle with the cat eye. I'm like, do I not do another like layer of cat eye? Like, how do I make this more cat eye-ish? I don't know what I did this weekend that I didn't record and I should have recorded, but you know, here we are. I am currently just in between calls at work. It's almost 7 o'clock. I have 5 minutes, but I work with coaches, Daz being one of the coaches that I work with. I had a lot of coach meetings today. I had a lot of first-time introductions, but those are my favorite. I love being able to understand, get to know someone and see their potential, and like kind of get started from there. Working on content strategy and being able to have people be completely transparent in who they are in their content is one of my favorite things to do, because there's so much value around everyone just bringing authenticity and transparency into the world, right? I think we're just a place that needs you know, more authenticity, more realness, more compassion, more empathy. We'd be in a completely different place if all those things were more important than money. That is what I've been up to. That's what my day has been. Let me like show you my schedule quick. This has been my schedule for the day. I try to have a good morning routine, and I usually start work about like 10:30, which I'm so lucky I have the privilege to do that. That's kind of what I've been up to today. So again, I definitely want to be able to make more content, YouTube videos, vlogs, everything in between. Trying to figure out a way I want to do that creatively, because I feel like short form versus long form is so different, especially in terms of the like angle. I'm transparently in the process of trying to understand who I am as a creator, even though I help so many creators figure out who they are as a creator. It's always harder when you try to do things for yourself for whatever reason. Why is that a thing, right? Why is that a thing? Doing things for ourselves always seems so much harder than doing things for others. So here I am. I don't know if I'm going to continue this YouTube video from here, round it off. This is the closing message as episode uno. I mean, there's definitely a lot of yapping in it for sure. Not a lot of dynamicness or excitement, but I feel like it's a good starting point, right? I'm just sharing from where I'm at. What advice would I give myself is the real question. I would have to review it. I'm going to review it. Actually, I'm going to like really quickly see if I could get Des on FaceTime right now. Hi.
I'm literally laying in bed. I look like crazy person right now.
Totally like filming. I filmed like a YouTube video and then I stopped and then I just called myself out on it. And then I'm like, is this how I end it? I just don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to figure this out myself. Like, why is it so much harder? I'm like, why is it so much harder to do it for yourself and like figure things out? I feel like it's like so much more jumbled.
Second guess every choice you're making.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna FaceTime Des right now and see like what she's doing. But thanks for encouraging me, because I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna record. All right, so I guess I'm just gonna post it as is, yapping and all. Until next time.